Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. We're going to talk Pillage and some of the prizes and whatnot.
And some math. We'll do some math.
Yeah, well, they fixed the math, but yeah,
I
there's
don't know if they did.
we don't know what the rest. Well, we'll get into that later. Let's say hello to everybody. Crypto,
G'day all.
Magic Mike,
My, you're all looking swell.
mm-hmm. and Derpy.
Happy
Feeling
Wednesday.
pretty good? Feeling pretty again?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the new guy is pretty.
Okay. Well, I think you should ask him in Discord, and I'll add that to the slides. But let's get moving. All right. No bug fixes again. This is week 3. I was contemplating different because at this point it feels like it's a regular thing. So Franco, if you got any ideas as far as the issue that everything is great, send them along because we'll need them. I had some, but
I think we got to go for Canada facts instead.
Canada facts, yeah.
Canada facts. We had that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really picked up though.
Yeah, Canada facts take too long, I decided, but yeah. We'll have to see because I think this is going to be a regular occurrence. We'll keep the slide even if they drop it off the briefing. So let's move on. All right, the Derpy calendar.
The February calendar. You didn't rename it, but
yeah, the February. They used to be monthly calendars, anyways. So, but this has more detail, and Derpy has a great video. What is it titled? 6 minutes of me doing nothing but reading the calendar.
Literally just let's see it. Let's get the official title for you here. It's and Derpy 3 seconds. Literally just 6 minutes of reading the Battle Pirates February calendar.
Yeah, and he does it at his sultriest. So everybody should tune in and not watch it once, watch it multiple times. But right now we're in the Everest Gladius Pillage, and next time is going to be the Photons.
Yes, Photons will be the next pillage.
Okay. We have Return to Honor, which most people should be doing, unless you did a heck of a lot of coining. And the Photon TLC as well, Cyber Strike. We'll get a little bit more into Return to Honor. And if you're not at X1, this is probably a good thing for you to do. And then we have another FM. And we have the Perfect Strike next week. Despite what shows up in your pop-up on when you log into the game, it did not take place, or it's not taking place January 10th, which will show up in your pop-ups. I think I included it in the slides somewhere. Maybe I didn't. But this is the time to wait. You want to speak to that sub-bullet? You wanted to save 2 weeks prior to this. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you want to go into the raid with 2 weeks of Forsaken Mission token saved.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Has there been an announcement about that TLC, or you're just assuming because it's the second round of the raid that they are going to drop another one of those raid points TLCs?
There was an announcement about the Harlock's Vanguard TLC in the CM diary.
Okay. Well, thanks. I was just wanted to clarify that. The way it seemed to work under when Geely was doing it, this is going to pop up in the second raid of the cycle. So I just wanted to, I didn't realize there was something besides what she said earlier. Then we have VXP Weekend for the Reclaimer, the prize for Perfect Strike, Shadow and Flame for Hellswarms, PvE, Titan Rising, oh, Mega doesn't even get a color, does it, Derby?
No, Mega doesn't get a color. I thought about including if you still care about those, but I didn't.
Or you could do it like a dark gray color. So it just
I could do a dark gray. Blends in with the background.
yeah, just barely legible if you zoom in on it. But the excitement that week is Outpost 13, Saw Factory, and other building upgrades. We don't know the details on this, but yeah, I would, hopefully people have been saving up as many building tokens as possible. I know we're limited on a lot of them, and they do have because I'm pretty much done with all the old stuff, so it's not like I can really make space. And we'll talk more about that as it gets closer, because there might be some strategy involved with how you use your build tokens, especially the shipyard ones.
Can you hold more than 2?
What?
Can you hold more than 2? I know there's specific ones.
Not really.
Okay.
Of the 2 days, but there is some strategy if you have like the unique ones.
Yeah.
If you have like some of the 10 hours, you get in bounty, or there's other ones. But yeah, don't be spending them in silly ways as far as that ones.
No.
Yeah, we're going to replace the 172 with the 173 is speculated based on prior history. Bounty again, and High Ground again, which only provides build tokens for the Everest and tech. There's no upgrade tokens, and again, more Mega stuff. So, all right. Let's move on, unless anybody has anything else in the calendar. As we were talking about earlier, 8 Ronin build tokens, 5 upgrade tokens, and all the tech associated with it. So if you're not, fully X1 or U3 or wherever you feel like you should be, bring this into account. And just by participating in Pillage, as far as your planning goes, even if you just participate in Pillage, get 1 point, you're going to get another Ronin upgrade token as part of the leaderboard prize. So, you're going to get potentially 6 this week. So just in your math, as far as trying to figure out how everything gets done, just remember that these are the tokens available. So any thoughts on Return to Honor? It's very easy with the Ronins. Stupid easy, if I don't know what to say besides it was really easy. And does anybody have any comments on the Return to Honor?
Yeah, I mean, you can still do it stupid easy if your flagship is upgrading.
Yep.
Mine's actually upgrading. Use your Ronins and don't drive in the clouds, and don't auto price pack encounter number 4.
Yeah, after okay. But pretty much
4, don't auto it.
Or after 3, right?
Yeah. Don't auto number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. Is there a number 8? No, there's
not a number 8. Just don't, 4 plus. Don't auto. Hey, Bully. Alrighty. Let's move on then. Pillage. Keeping it old school with the old picture.
My fleet just decided to park in the middle of a target, and I took 4 hours damage. So my Pillage is off to a great start.
Which fleet?
My Gladius fleet.
Oh, your Gladius fleet, because I wanted you to run through that, but oh well.
Were you autoing?
I don't know. I clicked auto. and then I tried to join, and the screen was frozen. I got a full screen. It looks all weird.
Take it
I
down.
refresh. I come back in, and my fleet is sitting in the middle of the target, not shooting at anything, and it's taking damage. Maybe it was shooting at a large silo or something, but it was half dead.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to have Mike drive the Gladius targets.
I should be repaired by then.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh,
And
Gladius targets. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Um,
Gladius targets.
I'm okay with Gladius.
Well, because Derpy's Everest
I thought you said
take damage because it's Gladius is dead. So let's move on. Let's see what we got.
I can do either one as a show. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Same targets as last month. 20,000 points for the S set. We've seen these targets before. The Gladius is, if you're at X1 and drive,
Instant on map.
yeah, you should get instant on map. Everest, maybe we can do. Have you been doing any upgrades or avalanches or anything to your Everest, Derpy?
Well, I've got 5 avalanche mortars on ship number 2 or ship number 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
3 ships are at U2,
Okay.
and then one of those has a few mortars on it, but
And the other 2 are at.
U0 because
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. All right.
Because I've been upgrading the other ones.
Okay.
I don't know how everyone else's Everest fleet's coming along.
I have
Ways to
2
go.
at U3 and the rest are at U2.
I'm about
And then Mike
I
has.
got U1 on. I think I got my. I can't look, but I thought my flag was U1.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
actually,
Mine's at U3, and I have my 5th ship at U3.
probably the
And
highest it is.
the other 3 are at U2 because I've been upgrading during the first raid in the cycle.
Yeah, there is no X1, so it's U3, right?
Yeah. If you have X1,
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
they're going to come for you. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Misspoke, and I can't look. Sorry.
Yeah, Mike's got an X1 Everest fleet.
Yeah, take a look. Come look.
Yeah. And he has it in as his base guard, so watch out, boys.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Alrighty. Maybe we can have Mike run through the Gladius target, and I don't know if you're up for it, Dorpy, but maybe do a driving versus autoing on the Everest target with your.
Yeah, I have to drive that one if you insist.
Well, I just want people to see the comparison of drive versus auto at this point in time, as we're progressing, because it's going to change every time because we're getting new tech, we're getting new upgrades and whatnot. So, is there is it a 5-minute difference? Are you better off autoing? Things like that, just to see where we are at this point.
Tech coming. Sorry if that came through.
Time to take your pill.
You having trouble getting your base guard out of there? Your Everest? Is that your base guard?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I had a timer set.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on then.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. We have a limited siege engine.
This is the engine?
Well, it has bonus combat speed of 110%.
Well, that's news to me. I guess you were right. Nuclear power core does sound kind of like an engine.
So it's 110% combat speed. So we got to assume it's an engine. It's the difference between this and the Stone Cold Steve Austin speed engine could play in. I mean, because I have a little bit of angst in regards to the fact that we're getting tier 10, which increases weight on top of an impending raid. And are we or are we not going to easily be able to get our dock upgraded without spending coins or potentially unnecessary tokens. I don't know. And some of the factors, because I swear last time they did this, didn't our bases either auto repair or instant? I think instant repair on some of these things because people were having such a hard time. Or was this the previous time that they did this? I can't remember if it was last.
I think when the Punisher Mark IIs came out and we got the outpost upgrade and the dock upgrade and stuff like that at the same time, I think that's when they changed repair on almost all those labs and shipyards to be instant.
Well, auto, not instant. Auto and instant are okay.
Yes.
But as far as auto,
it was with the Punisher Outpost 13, the current outpost, or
okay.
Outpost 12, the current one.
Okay, so it's auto repair.
Auto repair on most things, and then I think the shipyard is actually a 1 second repair time. But the dock is like a 2 hour repair time, auto repair, which was added. What was that, a year ago? 2 years ago? Year and a half?
I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, I can't remember exactly when that happened, but because I was trying to remember because it was different. They made some changes, and I can't look back and figure out, was it instant repair or like you said, is that when they started auto repair? Because I thought I remember something getting taken back away. Because I would be surprised if it wasn't last year, maybe it was the previous year when they did this. That I swear at some point things were instant repairing, just so people would participate in PvP. Because otherwise they're like, I don't want somebody to hit me back. I'm gonna get all this 13 hours on my outpost while it's upgraded.
Yeah, I think you're right. They were quick repairs on the outpost and dock during bounty, during a bounty, and it was removed during the next update. So maybe it was a week or so, or
but this was allowed. It lasted longer than bounty. It lasted for a couple of weeks, and they were nebulous as far as when this is going to end. But I think it was in place to make sure that people could get their base upgrades done as soon as possible, to give them dock weight and whatnot for the upcoming raid. Even though that they did say that they were tuning the targets for 4 ships as opposed to 5. I can't recall exactly how they did that, but I do remember there was like a short-term thing that allowed players to progress uninterrupted, but or less interrupted than previously, but I can't recall at this time the full details. So
I can't find the exact date either on forums, but
okay.
There used to be something like that.
Yeah, but because they didn't want to talk about it. But the differences are the nuclear power core versus the Stone Cold Speed engine is the nuclear power core adds 6% to total weight, making it a little chubbier. The difference in survival is negligible. Evade bonus is the same. 10% additional combat speed. So if we're weight limited, I might go Stone Cold, right? If we're going to have a problem.
That, unless your map speed is really important. That looks like a good option to me.
Yeah, but we have to know at this point, are we going to be able to get to full dock weight at that point in time? And the other issue, there's another issue associated with that as far as how you rank up your ships as well, because there's going to be a yet to be discussed by Kixeye TLC. Well, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. We're going to have VXP weekend. So if you have 3 ships built by then, because I'm assuming we're going to want to have the flag, because we assume that we can't use a 5th ship due to weight if we don't get our dock upgraded in time. Historically, could you go back to the slide 4, Mike? Okay, if you take a look at the VXP tokens, you'll see that there's 80,000, which is not enough to rank up a single ship. So if you decide later that you can fit a 5th ship, you will not be able to get it to the skull rank as the rest of them. So that's a little bit problematic and causes me to wonder. But you can go back to slide 7. Any thoughts on that? Okay. So this could be a way to save some weight, but there's more we need to know before we make those kind of decisions. So, okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, the limited launcher. The refined uranium launcher, it's limited. We can claim 10 during pillage. It has a weight of 4250 versus 2570 for the Antipode D99U. It has lower projectile speed. And I don't know, because they made some changes. I'm not sure how much I want to discuss the damage numbers there, because they did change them.
But in general, the issue is that the old one, the Antipode 99U, has a multi-shot number, and therefore will benefit from specials that increase multi-shot. The current one, the uranium launcher, it doesn't have a multi-shot number, which means it's not benefited from those specials, which could mean that the raw damage will be higher using the old one rather than the new one. The shockwave damage is the same. Once you factor in the multi-shot, the old one actually shockwaves more quickly, so we might see further changes to
this. Even without that, it shockwaves more quickly, because
just barely more quickly.
Because because I wasn't sure how much to get into this, but basically the way multi-shot works is you take the total damage with 48K and you divide it by the multi-shot, which is 6. So that's 8,000 per shot. Now, at the very minimum, there's some very good specials that add 2 multi-shot. And you can stack it with another one that's a pretty good special that adds either shockwave damage or radioactive damage on top of it, and you could stack them both. But just as far as these numbers go, we'll just put one of those specials on, assuming one of these upcoming specials is going to be better at this point. So that takes it from 6 times 8,000 to get 4,800 to 8 times 8,000, which gets you to 6,400 with a faster shockwave, because you're providing more shots that land on the target. And you could also add another one, get it up to 10. And so now we've got 80,000, but we have to assume that the specials that they provide are going to cock block the other ones. They will not stack. So we have to make some assumptions that they've
we don't really know the final answer yet. But the old ones may be an option, especially if you don't have a lot of weight to play with. The old ones might be better, or might be better in terms of weight or what have you.
Yes, but so this is what was going on earlier today, and then everybody contributed to letting Kixeye know this, despite the fact that I still think I need a statue and a badge named after me.
You only get a statue and a badge if it works out at the end properly. As of right now, I think the old one's still better.
Well, except for I pointed out the problem just by looking at the blueprints. They don't think they need a PvE player review group. They don't think they need one. But, I mean, but we saw the problem. Well, that was PvP thing as far as the Abolisher. And then the whole X1 on the Ronin, just look at the blueprint. That's wrong. X1 is making it weaker. So then they had to double the damage by 2.5. But that's why whatever. Never mind. I'm just getting off on a tangent there. But one more click. Okay. This is another issue. And it's very hard to read, at least for me. The shockwave
so basically, we're trying to figure out how this launcher stacks with other launchers in terms of generating a shockwave. The two numbers, and Mike, if you go back one click, the two launchers have different shockwave stacks. One stacks at 210, one stacks at 1200. We can go back forward. And this means that I don't know how that would happen if you mixed weapons. It wouldn't work very well. I think what this Kixeye post is saying, they're saying that they don't stack and they work separately, which is about the most confusing way they could have said that. But
yeah, because originally they put a post out that said that they did stack. But normally what happens, as Derpy said, one more step back, if you have different max launcher stacks, and max launcher stacks means when you're going to see a shockwave and produce that damage. If they're different numbers, they create separate stacks, individual stacks. So if you start mixing things, it doesn't work out because they're both like running separate races and they're not running together. I don't know. Basically, it's going up and up and up, but in two stacks instead of one. Does that make sense to people out there? So they don't stack together. They stack next to each other, if that makes sense. So don't, and there's nothing else that has a max launcher stacks of 210, which is what triggers the shockwave. I went through all of them and did not see another one at 210. So, but they made some changes, and I'm thinking I didn't put the right layering of things on. So just remember that the damage on the one on the left is 62K. 2 clicks, Mike. Yeah, I screwed up. But I knew before I saw it is 80K. So they've increased it to 80,000 damage to account for that difference. But, as Derpy said earlier, we don't know what we're going to see in regards to like supercharged specials and other specials like that in order to fully maximize the new weapon. But again, 2 steps back, we will see that even if you're underweight, this may work out okay. If you don't have the dock weight, this may work out. But again, at this point, we don't have to make any decisions, but it's sort of dodgy the way that they released it is all I'm saying. Make sense?
Yeah, if only there were some way to, I don't know, see if things worked before you release them through testing.
Yeah, but they only need to have a PvP crew that just releases the blueprints right away when things get released. So yeah, I see their problem as far as just the 4 or 5 month vetting process to get people in that group, and within minutes it was like, okay, exterminator blueprints out. Wow, my ally mate sent me this. How come I can't find it in the game? Yeah,
Someone was trolling.
yeah, I guess so. All right, so the takeaway is 2 steps back, Mike.
Are you doing the tango? 2 steps forward, Charleston.
Okay, 1 step forward.
1 step backward. Yeah.
Okay, but
I'm just saying words.
Yes.
I have no.
Which is so funny because
It sounds like a dance number.
my 70 plus your mother, 70 plus year old mother, she's like, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm just saying words. She says the exact same thing. She's like, I'm just saying words, and I'm like, okay. But go ahead and claim the refined uranium launcher, because we don't know what's happening, basically, is what I see. So,
And I have.
So what do you need? About 200,000, basically to.
oh, we'll get to that. I think that's the next.
Oh,
next
I'm all right. I'm getting ahead of myself.
we'll get to the next slide.
Okay,
Crypto, were you saying something?
I'll wait for crypto.
Yeah, they have changed weapon stats and that up.
You're getting really choppy to the point we can't hear what you're saying. Okay, let's move forward and see if crypto next slide, which I think is the one that's
One more
yeah. I think we want to go to the prize list.
and one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the store with the nuclear power core, which is the motor engine we've been talking about. 5 claims, so it's 150,000.
Yeah, close. Okay.
And the I don't know what we're going to call it, but the refined uranium launcher. Is this the Ja Rule? What do we call that, kids?
Refined uranium launcher.
I wouldn't know.
Okay, all right. So that's another 225K. So yeah, there is a fairly substantial point ask, which is lower than what we.
That's like 20 sets, but except you don't get the whole 5,000 for that 143.
Yeah, but it would have been higher though. But the exterminator and the abolisher, the limited conqueror haul, and the non-limited weapon it goes with, were originally in the Pillage store, but they were removed prior to the start of Pillage.
Yeah, that's a big ask, I think, that much.
Yeah, but
For high-end players, maybe not, but for mid to low.
oh my goodness, you're gonna get like
It's been the same as it has been for the past few months.
Right now.
yeah, but Mike,
I'm going to finish in 3 days for sure.
yeah, well, you probably end up with like 700,000 and not know how to spend it, right?
No, I won't.
Well, actually, you're going to be able to spend a whole lot of points this round.
Yeah, on armor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got to look at that. All right.
Okay. I think this is the last slide. So, who wants to go first? Yeah, this is okay. That was the last slide. Who wants to go first? Derpy, do you want to do a driving?
I think I'm hitting a. I can't do a 138 right now because I'm halfway through one.
Did you take me off share? So I don't.
You're still on share.
So I don't show stuff I shouldn't show, and then you can put
now you're off.
All right. So I can.
Yeah, I can do a 138. I have been autoing once after Mike does a 143. I have been autoing a few of them.
Okay.
I take 71 minutes on auto with my Everest fleet, and we'll have to compare that to my driving.
I can do one of each if you want. And Derpy can come and show the right way to do the Everest.
Well, I'm thinking if you do the Gladius,
Your call.
That would be
Gladius.
Yeah, because if you go Gladius, because Derpy's Gladius has got busted up. And sort of the way, because you were getting it down to instant repair was sort of the
1 out of 3 times I did, yes.
okay. Well,
I don't want to lie.
when you watch me do I don't really have to drive that much technique. If you
Okay, I got one.
that,
I got one.
okay.
And I did not put a crew on. It's Mike Way. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a crew on either. So, all right. Just explain what you watch me do it, but I'm just trying to
I can try and explain. Okay, I'm gonna.
Well, just say what you're aiming at. You don't need to get too in depth.
Okay, I'm gonna aim at this ballistic turret right here.
Okay, you're gonna aim at it and then get.
And I'm gonna park it right there.
Okay, yeah, that should keep you out of
And I'm gonna tank it and keep it in the rim. Aim at that target and park it as close as I can.
But not too close to that silo, otherwise they explode.
Yeah, because I usually go a little bit off to the right, but
What you have there was fine.
Yeah, that's as close as I could get, though. I never did get penalty from that one.
If you go too far to the left there, you'll get hit. But you did it perfect.
Okay, and then I'll tank them up again, and I'm just going to come down here.
Yep.
Whoop, but I'm not going to do it that way.
Bring your friends.
I got to bring my friends.
Yep.
I wonder if you don't have any.
I don't, but that's a different story. I have one, but he's far away.
Okay. All right. Now you need to change your aiming.
Oh,
now you need to aim at that silo.
Yes. That's
aim at the silo so you don't get too close.
Right.
You did it fine.
Yeah. Okay. What's the way I'm trying to present it is an easy way to drive, but now where are you going?
Now I'm going to aim at this guy.
Okay, so you weren't watching what I did.
You aimed at this one?
His method is working perfectly fine. He's taking 17 seconds of damage.
No, as far as the damage goes, but as far as how easy it is, you watched it.
Did you not aim at this one? I only watched the first part.
Oh, okay. No, because I didn't go that far. Never mind. Just keep on going. Because I go back. Now it seems like it takes way longer and more difficult, but I go back to that little alcove.
This guy back here?
Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
Here's what
but yeah, and then I go back to the alcove, split them up, and aim at that ship, and I kill everything along the way.
There's nothing.
Okay, it's all good. I thought you.
Let's see what happens. No,
Hey, might work to get the phlogiston down earlier. I could see why you might want to do that, but. Because now if there you go. You killed the small turret, the short range one. So
that was my intention.
Yeah.
And then
that was
back
great.
up here.
Yeah, it's more about level of effort than the results.
Now we talked about whether tanking here was needed or just targeting.
Just targeting and stopping a bit early should work.
Yeah. A little bit early. Yeah, you can click right up before that. Okay.
Yeah, that worked perfectly.
Yep.
So if I'm lucky, that's on map.
I think you're on map. I think that's easily on map. I didn't see any damage. Tiny bit of radioactive from the phlogistons, more that was ballistic from the harpoons. And 3 minutes?
Jesus Christ, Mike! What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I might have did something wrong. I can do another one. See what happens. I can do a quick base repair and see what happens on a second one.
It's all good. I was just,
That's the worst. That's the worst I did.
It's all good. I was just
performance anxiety.
It could be. I don't know. The first one I did that was not in service repair was 6 minutes. And, look at that. So I got. Look at that. They all went.
Almost like you were tanking with that one or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right.
You want to do another one or no? Are you ready?
Either way.
Ready.
Are you ready with? Because I'm thinking if you have your your Everest, drive it, then auto it, and see what the difference is based on your level of, assuming your tech has changed, and so maybe there's some changes going on. Just
To whom are you addressing that?
Am I better off tanking, or am I better off or driving or autoing?
Whom are you speaking to?
Derpy.
Okay.
Okay, I can give it about, I'm finishing up one right now, so it will be about a minute, but
Okay. Well, then go ahead and
if we do another 143, that's fine by me.
I can.
yeah. What did you launch? Did you launch the right
Did I
fleet?
launch the wrong one? Probably.
I don't know.
This is Gladius.
Okay, you're good. I was just wasn't sure. Look. Okay.
Because I did launch the wrong one earlier.
There's a 143 right there.
I can't see it.
To your right. Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't have my glasses on. I cannot.
Thank you.
That's good. I have to use that as an excuse.
Bunch them up. Put one in front. Aim at that ballista. Aim at it, and then just get really, really chummy with it, because it does have a blind spot. All right. Immediately go out to the right. Break them up again. Okay. All right. And remember your friends, and then aim down. Yeah. Aim somewhere down here.
I want to get this guy.
Yeah, you want to get this guy,
But I want to stay away from him.
and now aim at that first silo. There we go. Just aim at that. No, not the water. All right.
I did it.
Easy way.
It's targeted.
He wants you to just click on the silo so your fleet stops in time, and you want to drive a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and then you were supposed to. Yeah.
I did target it, but I guess I kept.
And he wanted you to just target it and let your ships move
Stay
to that
there.
spot
Stay
and
there.
stop.
That way you can go back the other way. Yeah.
Whatever.
I get it. Oh, you wanted to go. Okay.
Yeah. This is the same thing we saw. Okay.
Yeah, we're just doing the same thing over.
All right. So, whenever you're ready, Derpy.
Okay.
You got to share the screen if you want to, Derpy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Mike to finish.
Okay.
If I did any better that time. Wait till the repair screen and then.
I didn't see any mistakes that time.
God.
I did
Jesus Christ, Mike! What happened again?
no crew.
No. I'm just kidding with this.
I can take it.
But what I'm trying to show is there's like
I did do it. Wait a minute. Hold on.
There's a less stressful way to drive it.
Hold on.
I get that same instant repair.
Hold on. There.
I think that was in a level
I
40
did
salvage.
do it. No, I did do it for 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh, in a salvage. You got level 40 done.
Okay, here. Look right here.
Okay, you already have 7 hours? What happened?
I've been autoing 138s.
Okay, I assume these ones were in good shape. Okay.
No, I've been autoing 138s.
7 hours, 3 minutes, 54 seconds.
7 hours, 4 minutes. Flagship is mortar, and that's U2, U0, U0, U2, and U2. And this one's got 5 of the new fancy mortars on it, which you can't tell the difference, but you'll see when we. You'll see. So I take 71 minutes, maybe 70.5 autoing. And now you want me to drive.
Yep.
And you want me to tank it.
Well, I just want you to drive, and just so people, because you've driven this before, and you have a pattern.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
No. You definitely have. You've driven it before on the show.
You take 7.
And I don't know why you're tanking this one, because you can hide behind.
Yeah, me either. I asked you what you wanted me to do, and you didn't really respond.
Oh, you drive it. Drive it.
You take 70 minutes tanking or autoing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 90 at U0, but
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
And then I can check to see if I was
And if
telling a lie on mine.
you can see that the blue mortars
My
are
flag.
hitting slightly earlier than the not blue mortars because they have higher projectile speed.
Yeah, and they seem to have a lower lower arc.
Yeah.
My fleet is 3 U2s and 2 U1s, and the U1s include the flag.
Uh-oh.
On
Trade
that.
at it with that one. All right.
So I lied.
Well, because you're taking the damage from the taking early damage from the what do you call that thing?
I thought that would hit me regardless.
No,
Maybe I took one extra shot.
You could have taken out those 6 turrets while being out.
It didn't take all that long.
Yeah, but you got hit by 2 or 3 of them.
I asked you how you want me to drive, and you gave me freedom.
I assume that we were expecting derpy level driving. This is not what we're getting here.
You're getting Mike level.
You're getting how I'm going to drive if I'm going to hit 40 of these pillage targets.
No. But now you're going down the wrong side of the island.
I always go down this side.
Okay. A little walk on the wild side with.
And I didn't get it. Oh well. Yeah, it's the distraction. These 3 turrets should have been dead. There we go.
So, Ligo, you want to come on and show them how to drive it?
Do it.
Then I'm gonna go make sure I get all these things.
Okay, well, you put new on one ship?
I put my mortars on my ship that was the highest upgrade that wasn't the flag because you get benefits to damage from upgrades, and the flagship has the wrong specials for damage. It's got more countermeasure projectile speed specials.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because U3 provides a 70% explosive damage, and as Derpy said, you're sort of you're missing specials off your flagship in order to do damage. It's more of a countermeasure ship. So, yeah. So it seems like Ligo's not going to show up, and because
my driving was perfect. It was the best. It was tremendous. It was a perfect phone call. Perfect driving.
It was a perfect call. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not going to agree with this.
Stupid question.
Leonard Skinner. It wasn't really a screw up because eventually we're all going to have all the mortars on all the fleet on all the ships. You just might be doing 5% less damage overall.
Okay, so you took
33 minutes.
33 minutes, and so you're taking 71 when you're driving?
Yeah, might be worth it. 71 auto.
You're
taking half the damage.
Half the damage with that lame ass driving.
Yeah, perfect driving. Perfect driving.
No.
And I would like to report that for my 9 gold Gladius repair, which I haven't done yet, I got 10 gold from a ticket. So I benefited net by 1 gold.
Yeah. It's not it's not making that big of a difference.
Oh, I'm cheating. I'm using a crew.
The splash crew.
Splash crew.
Which is controversial crew. Some people don't think it's. Some people.
I had one, so I used it.
No, but some people. I remember. I think it was Ford or somebody that acted like. No, don't take this. It might not have been Ford, but somebody was on Discord acting like in the Everest targets, it had splash and spread, that it was increasing damage. It might have been somebody else. That it was actually increasing the damage that you take. So, but it's gonna, no, you're gonna be okay. It's this is just, yeah. If it works, and that's all that really matters, really. Yeah, it depends what how we define works. So, I don't know. What's next?
I don't know. I'm trying to read who answered my ticket. I mean, you give him a red face if it was a moderator and a smiley face if it wasn't. Okay, well, it wasn't a moderator, so they get a smiley face.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's it.
I guess you don't have to drive it again because even with that driving, you split the damage. So showing that if you do put some effort forward,
Pays off.
yeah.
Hard work pays off. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yes, yes, exactly. I'm gonna, yeah.
Tax the poor.
Okay. Because I really think you could have. I have faith in you that you could have trimmed another.
Hey, if you want to drive it, you're more than welcome to.
Trimmed another 8 minutes off of that.
Yeah, if I tried it again, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Growing a little pinch. I mean, probably.
Well, not even a pinch. I think. I don't know. I guess you don't want to do it, but Mike, do you want to go through that Gladius target again?
I can. I just started the other one.
Okay, it's all good. Alrighty. All right. If nobody wants to jump on and hit the targets, I'm not sure what else we have to discuss at this point. Anything we missed?
Well, I guess while we're on the subject of the Gladius ships, you can actually get a free fleet of U01s through the FM.
Yep, and the mains Gladius. You can get the
Yeah.
You can start doing that last week.
Kickside messed up their own thing. They should have rotated the Punishers down to the Forsaken Mission and the Gladius into the beginner campaigns and just thrown out the Dragoon. They didn't. They broke their own rule. And an issue that I have, and I tried to bring up a few weeks ago, is the dock weight for new players. It's 20,000 tons when you need 40,000 for any current ship. So maybe they update that soon. Apparently the team's looking into it when a bunch of us brought it up again today. So
okay. All right. I guess that, it does make sense.
I also think Kickside should give out an Everest fleet at U0 instead of a Praetorian fleet in the campaigns, because anyone who writes in a ticket has, I've seen people on forums saying, hey, I want an Everest fleet. And the CM says, write a ticket. If you're giving everyone who writes a ticket an Everest fleet, why aren't you giving out instead of Praetorians?
Because we all got free ones at one point. So why?
And they kept doing that offer. I mean, people who write in now even get it, even though that 12 days of Kickmas thing was in last February? No, January, December. What the hell? That's all I've got.
Yeah, because with the release of, I'm not seeing a lot of cross-marketing opportunities, but with the release I'm not sure how many people have heard about it, was the Battle Pirates Brawl. It's not Battle Pirates, but it's more like, I don't know how many are old school players, like really, really old school, pre-Battle Pirates, Desktop Armada. It's basically that game that's been, I think it came out at some point in the 90s. Were you born yet, Derpy?
Probably not.
Okay. Just making sure.
You don't know if you were born in the 90s?
Well,
never mind.
I know you were, Okay,
Take off of that.
very similar game. It was part of the Casual Collective at that point. The similarities are huge. I'm probably going to talk more about that on the Friday show. Probably not too long. The game is in beta, so it's interesting in certain ways. I got included in it. They told me I could talk about it. It wasn't because, it's just because I applied in time, and thank God I don't use an Apple device. But it has, I don't know how to explain it. It has a certain degree of promise. I don't know the progression forward. But like I said, I'll talk more about it on the Friday show. Because at this point, I'm a little bit confused as far as the path forward. But again, when I entered Battle Pirates, the only thing that you could do was go and hit a mine and sit there for 12 hours accumulating resources, your oil, your metal, and whatnot. That's what you did. You let it sit there, and you had to fucking sit there for 12 hours. Otherwise, the tracks were going to come in and wreck your life. It was an awful game when it originally started. So I'm curious to see what kind of twist they have in this. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Derpy had to leave a little bit early. Let me see. I am going to post an invite in case anybody wants to join the show at this point. So otherwise, I'm going to end it at this point because I think we've run through the gamut unless anybody has something else to talk about.
I just did a Gladius again, 4 minutes, 44 seconds, doing it your method.
Okay.
I went back up and going through the cubby hole.
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe it could have been on the show, but it's all good.
I can
what the fuck are you doing, Mike?
I was checking.
It's all good.
I can do it. I can try it again. I'm ready.
Well,
you want to do it or not?
Well, I need to go take a leak. So, if you want to do it, go ahead and
your choice.
Go ahead.
It might not work, but we can try.
Okay. Screen share it, and I'll be back before it's over. But just realize that you need to call this by yourself as far as why you're doing it this way.
Oh my! This is going to be okay.
Okay. Or crypto can help you, but I need to. Been too long.
Okay, we're going to try 143 using the method that Hefe tried to get me to do earlier. So we bunch them up at the top. Head them back down to go towards the bottom. Put out a tank and aim at this ballistic turret and hug the land. Let that blow up. Hopefully it won't do any damage to the fleet, which it did not. Come back around, stack them up, put a tank out again. And I think you have to get past this cubby hole here, and then we target this silo. Oh, didn't do it. So this may be a bust, but target the silo. Take no damage there. Come back up to this cubby hole, which is what they called it earlier. I don't know what you might want to call it. Bunch them up. Set out a tank. And then you target this ballistic turret right here. Let them go. And just, the last time I just let them stack up. And then now I come out to the side, up to the top here. Target this ballistic turret and stop way short. Just enough to get it in range, kill it off, and with any luck, we'll be on map repair.
So the secret is to have that tank out the front for most.
For the first one and second one. Let's see if we got lucky. Bingo! Duplicated 444, just like the last one. The thing I have a problem with is, see this? It's called a 5,000 point target. And I realize why.
The silos, yeah.
But they shouldn't allow that to happen if they're not going to give you, because that's what happens. And they still short you out of 294 points. 294 points, big deal. I guess it doesn't make that big a difference, but it's still a little bit, odd. Can't think of the right word, but
I guess you balance it against the damage you don't get because you take the silo.
Maybe so. So halfway we duplicated the last effort, 4 minutes 44.
Okay.
And I even made a mistake.
Okay. Did you? Yeah, I missed
your
it.
method is the preferred.
Okay. Well, more my method is not dealing with.
Do another one.
Okay. It's not really about damage because I think anybody with X1 can get this done for instant. It's just less stressful to drive.
Well, driving my way, which was coming up through here,
yeah,
I did take always more, except for one time I made it without map repair. Or I made it only one time with map repair. The rest of the times I had to go to the base. So yours was better.
Okay, so you did one little aiming thing, okay, and then split them up.
Now there is a distance here that you want to stay within.
Yeah. That's
what it is.
Aim here, and once you pass this little alcove for a little bit,
right?
Aim at that first silo.
That was my mistake last time. I did it again.
Okay, yeah, okay. You need to get a little bit past.
But it still did work. I made that same mistake last time.
Aim at you're gonna aim at the salvo. Okay, now turn around. You can split them up at any point. It's not as you can split them up. Put one up front. Okay, aim at that ballista. There we go. Because you only need to aim at a couple of things. Because everything's going to die along the way. It's just, well, okay.
Yeah.
And then aim at that one. Aim at that turret.
I am. I did.
Okay. You're short of it though. Okay, it's still firing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I chose to get more protection if I could, and then creep up if I had to. So if it's 444 again, it's like 502. Okay, so
Jesus Christ, Mike, what are you doing?
I made a mistake.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
A lot of random choice.
I know, but I'll take 502 all day long. And you take your res back to the base, give it 2 seconds in there, out you go and get another one.
Yeah, it's more about the way I drive. It's more about you don't have to make any decisions. It says boom, boom, boom,
and I love it.
You aim at 3 things, and it's like you don't really have to pay attention. You can watch TV the whole time, and it's it's not in your way.
And I'll be honest, I took 53 minutes driving in the other target 53. That was 10 minutes longer than the first time I did it. I drove it Derpy's way that time, staying on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah, that's not the way to do it.
It doesn't work for me.
He was trying to be difficult at that point. Because he could have done that for,
But he didn't get 53 minutes either.
yeah, he could have done it for like 8 to 10 minutes less.
Okay. Next time I'll try it that way. Well, I had 43 the last time, so it was 53. I had almost 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't recall making any huge errors in that target.
Okay.
So that's all I got. I'm out of spit. Out of spit.
All good. What else do we have to talk about? Probably not much. Personally, and I think it relates to like HTML5. I got a new computer yesterday. My old computer was 6 years old, laptop, with integrated video. It would take me 35 to 40 seconds to load up some of these big raid targets. And that was the stressful part for me. I was like, oh my, am I just going to auto this thing? And sometimes basically Chrome would just shut down and blow up at me. And I was like, I found that part stressful. And I realized, because of a 6-year-old laptop that I bought for, I think it was $350, it sort of had its life in regards to playing games like this. But I bought a new one, and this one did start with this was in the $600 range. My performance in the game is world of difference. I'm not sure if this relates to HTML5 or just in general. It wasn't, as laptops go, it's not really all that expensive, but it did change how the game works for me, as opposed to, targets that used to take 30, 40 seconds to load. They load automatically, like less than 2 seconds. So I wish it sometimes that Kixeye would release like a recommended build that you need to have. But yeah, I don't have enough experience with multiple computers, but I would recommend. I went with a lower processor. I went with i5, lower memory. I went with 8 gigs as opposed to my previous computer had 12. But it did have a non-integrated, had a separate video card on the laptop. You're always better off, I think, using a desktop in these type of applications. But as far as the real world, do you want to have a desktop, or do you want to travel from place to place and have a desktop that's not really, doesn't work that well? So I always hated laptops for years and years, but at some point in people's lives, they were like, oh, okay, well, I'd rather have the flexibility of taking my computer from place to place. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody has any questions on that. But yeah, I would always recommend like a tower. So much cheaper to do, so much higher performance, but I'm liking a lot the separate video card, which has additional, I only have 8 gigs on my computer, but I have another 6 gigs on the video card. So it works out well. So, all right, well, I'm going to post a link in case anybody wants to join the after show. And thanks you all for showing up. And Friday, I'm going to talk a little bit about Battle Pirates Brawl. And thanks everybody for showing up.
Pleasure.
Later, people.
Later. Good night.